Hey guys, this is Reggie, aka the Reginator. Today I wanted to talk about Trump being the most pro-black president I've ever seen in my life. Like, really. He has done a lot of things for minority communities. I mean, when you have the president of black entertainment industries literally applauding Trump and giving Trump thanks in the mic in front of, you know, the whole world, saying thank you, Trump, for signing this bill into law for revitalizing lower income communities, which directly affects the black community. When you have the president of BET, of Black Entertainment Television, giving Trump praise, then you can't call Trump racist. You can't call Trump a racist, especially when Trump pushed a prison reform act. Even Van Jones from CNN, who is not a Trump supporter at all, saying this would have, he said himself, this would not have passed through if Trump wasn't the one pushing it. If Trump didn't initiate it and push it and make this happen, it would have never happened. And even he said, I have 99 problems with the Trump administration, but prison reform is not one. Because he sees Trump is doing something about it. When you have Martin Luther King's children and nephews and nieces standing by Trump, this is Alveda King and Martin Alveda King and Martin Luther King's nephew, I forgot what his name is. They, on Fox News, on media outlets, said they stand behind Trump. Trump is doing more for the black community than anybody else before them. That's what Alveda King said. And she runs an actual organization that deals with racism around the world. That's what she does. So she would know what a racist is. She would know. Out of everybody, she's qualified to know what a racist is. And she's saying Trump is his own president and he's doing a lot for the black community. Lowest black unemployment rate in history, minority unemployment rate in history, lowest youth unemployment rate in history. This man really is for Americans of all colors. He's not racist. He's the most pro-black president ever. I mean, he pushed the First Step Prison Reform Act. That's a big deal. It's a big deal. He revitalized Martin Luther King's National Park. I mean, what kind of racist president would do that? If he was really a white supremacist. You know a man by his fruits. And everything that he's doing, his fruits of his labor, has benefited the minority community, the colored community. And that's why his approval ratings in the minority community, and black community, and Hispanic community is rising, not decreasing. It's going up. Because he's actually doing stuff for us. Goodness gracious, it's so crazy how the media tried to spin him as a racist. He was a Democrat before he was in the Republic. He was a Democrat like 2 days ago. His whole life growing up, he was a regular New Yorker Democrat. Now he switched sides, decided to become Republican, and because he's part of the opposing team, all of a sudden he's racist. He's a white supremacist. How can he be a white supremacist when his daughter's married to a Jew? That doesn't make any sense. Nazis and white supremacists don't like Jews, but he gave his daughter to a Jewish man. Come on now, really? That makes a lot of sense. So it's crazy, and you know it's crazy. I'm black, as you guys can tell. My family is black. My cousins, aunts, uncles, and they all get on me. All of them get on me for liking Trump. They're like, "How could you like that guy? He's racist. He said this country's a shithole, whatever, all that stuff." And I was like, "So you're taking out of context the words that he said." When he was talking about Mexico, he wasn't talking about Mexicans. He was talking about the people that crossed the border illegally. Watch the speech. He says it in context. And just the other one about the shithole. These countries that he's talking about, these aren't the best countries, all right? Have you ever been, do you know what's going on in Africa? There's a lot of tribal civil warfare, a lot of rape. There's even still slavery going on in some parts of Africa. These countries aren't necessarily the best countries in the world. They have the highest rates of AIDS. They have highest rates of illnesses, highest poverty rates, highest rates of some of the highest rates of violence. He's not speaking that, saying that that the people, the race is bad. He's saying the quality of the people, the culture, the country itself, the way it's run. That's why he said the country is a shithole. Because I hate to say it, but it kind of is. It's crazy. All these people get on him for saying that, but none of them would pick up their stuff and move to these countries. They want to raise their kids there because they know about the poverty. They know about the AIDS. They know about the violence. And you got somebody who's speaking it as it is, and they're getting on him. There's even African presidents that support President Trump. Right after he said that, the African president was like, I love President Trump. He speaks it as it is. He loves his people. Even African presidents are saying that, bruh. So if Africans aren't even taking it personal, why the heck are you trying to take it personal? I mean, dang. I mean, the people in Africa know that they have problems. They know it. That's why a lot of them are trying to come over here, too. That's why everybody's trying to come over here. Not just Africans, Hispanics, Middle Easterners. Everybody's trying to come over here because this is the best country in the world. It is. And what Trump is saying is that he wants to properly vet people who are coming. We can't just let anybody willy-nilly coming in here. You can't. You can't. That makes sense. You can't bring bad apples in a situation. If you get one rotten, it just takes a couple rotten pieces of fruit to ruin the whole batch. Just a couple. Yeah, most of them may be good, but it takes a couple to ruin the whole batch. That's the principle. That's a common sense principle. We all know this. Oh my goodness. It's just, it hurts to even have to explain this. You know what I mean? But yeah, President Trump is the most pro-black president I've ever seen. I think he's even more pro-black than Obama, to be honest. And Obama didn't sign that prison reform. And to be honest, that's one of some of the greatest forms of injustice I could say in this country is the prison system. For everybody. So not just black people, but for everybody. Yes, it does hurt black people more, and that's the reason why I'm glad that President Trump is actually doing something about it. This is crazy. I mean, not even Ted Cruz wanted to sign that Prison Reform Act. You got a president who's, I'd say, to be honest, he's moderate at best. He's a moderate person, and he's doing things that presidents should have been doing years ago. This is crazy. This guy fulfilled his promises more than any other president I've ever seen in my life. And people are complaining about that. Ridiculous, man. Don't just look at what he says and all the things that people take out of context. Look at his fruit. Look at what he's actually doing. The policies he's putting into place. That's how you judge a man. You judge a man by his fruit. By what he does. And Trump is doing really good things. I got to give it to him. I didn't vote for him at first because I thought he was a joke. I regret that. And he's doing great things. I originally voted for, like Ben Carson and Ted Cruz. I really wanted Rand Paul to run for presidency. I thought he would have been really good. Because he plays a part in this economic upturn also. But, yeah, man. In 2020, Donald Trump definitely has my vote again. Anyway, subscribe to support you guys, and let's get this party rolling. 2020, President Trump all day.